We turn on a tap, and water flows. It's the simplest act of modern life. But for the ancient Romans, it was a miracle. A miracle made of stone and genius, stretching for miles across the landscape. The aqueducts. They are the silent, eternal monuments to the power of Rome, but they hide a secret. They were built without modern machines, without lasers, without computers, yet they function with a precision that baffles engineers to this day. This was the work of one man, the Roman architectus, the engineer. He was a mathematician, a geologist, and a project manager, a forgotten genius who conquered mountains and valleys to bring life to his city. We are told they had a lost formula, a secret to their concrete that we still can't replicate. But the true secret was far more complex. It was a daily routine of impossible calculations, relentless problem-solving, and a mastery of the laws of nature. How did they maintain a perfect, gentle slope over 50 miles of hostile terrain? What was the real lost formula that allowed them to build structures that would last for millennia? Subscribe now to uncover the secret daily routine of the men who gave Rome its most vital treasure: water. The myth of the Roman aqueducts often centers on a single magical ingredient, a secret recipe for concrete that made them invincible. While their concrete was revolutionary, the truth of their success is far more impressive than a simple recipe. There was no single lost formula. The real secret was a combination of brilliant project management, an almost obsessive devotion to precision, and a deep, practical understanding of physics and materials science. Their success was built on knowledge, not magic. They knew that adding volcanic ash, or to their mortar created a concrete that was incredibly strong and even capable of setting underwater. But the true genius was in its application. The formula was the daily, grueling work of surveying, calculating, and managing a massive workforce with brutal efficiency. It was a formula of discipline, mathematics, and a profound understanding of the most powerful force in their world: gravity. To understand the engineer's day, we must first understand the problem he was born to solve. Rome was a thirsty city. As the capital of a burgeoning empire, its population swelled to over 1 million people. The Tiber River was polluted and unreliable. The city's growth, its famous public baths, its grand fountains, and its basic sanitation all depended on one thing: a massive, constant supply of fresh, clean water. This was not a luxury. It was a matter of life, death, and political stability. An emperor who could provide water was seen as a benevolent father to his people. A massive public works project like an aqueduct was a powerful piece of propaganda, a permanent symbol of an emperor's power and generosity. The man in charge of this vital resource, the curator aquarum, or water commissioner, was one of the most powerful officials in Rome. But it was the anonymous engineer, the architectist, who did the impossible work on the ground. Our engineer's day begins not on a dusty construction site, but in a quiet room at dawn, surrounded by papyrus scrolls and wax tablets. His name is Lucius, and he is the lead architect for the new Aqua Claudia. His first task is not to lift a stone, but to check the numbers. He reviews the plans, cross-referencing complex calculations for the aqueduct's gradient. This was the most critical challenge. The water channel had to maintain a precise, gentle downward slope over dozens of miles, navigating hills, valleys, and plains. Too steep, and the water would erode the channel. Too shallow, and it would stagnate. To achieve this, he relies on his most important tool, the corrubates, a 20-foot-long wooden plank with a water channel carved in its center. It was a simple but incredibly accurate level, the key to the entire project. In the afternoon, Lucius is on site. The air is filled with the sound of thousands of men at work, the rhythmic clang of hammers on stone, and the shouts of foremen. He is a general commanding an army of laborers. He spends hours supervising the construction of a series of massive arches needed to cross a deep valley. He checks the wooden scaffolding, inspects the quality of the opus cementitium, the Roman concrete being mixed in huge pits, and solves a dozen unforeseen problems, from unstable ground to a delayed shipment of limestone. As night falls, his work is still not done. By torchlight, he walks through a newly completed section of the Spicus, the covered water channel. He runs his hands over the smooth, waterproof plaster, the opus signinum, searching for the tiniest crack or flaw. A single leak could weaken the structure and waste precious water, and failure was not an option. Of all the challenges he faced, what do you think was the most difficult? The complex mathematical calculations, managing a massive and unruly workforce, or the immense political pressure to succeed? Let us know in the comments below. Our knowledge of this incredible process is not speculation. We have the words of the engineers themselves. The Roman architect Vitruvius, in his famous treatise, De Architectura, left a detailed manual on how to find water sources, test their quality, and construct the channels and tunnels of an aqueduct. He gives precise instructions on everything from the type of sand to use in the mortar to the ideal gradient for the water flow. We also have the physical evidence of their genius. The Pont du Gard in southern France, a section of a 31-mile-long aqueduct, still stands today as a masterpiece of engineering. Its 3 tiers of arches rise nearly 160 feet, built with massive stones that fit together perfectly without mortar. And over its entire length, the aqueduct drops only 56 feet. The aqueducts were more than just a public utility. They were a profound cultural statement. They were a declaration of Rome's mastery over nature, a symbol of their ability to bend the landscape to their will. While the Colosseum was a monument to death and entertainment, the aqueducts were monuments to life and civilization. They were the essential infrastructure that enabled the very concept of the Roman metropolis, with its teeming population and its famous culture of public bathing. The engineer, the architectus, was therefore one of the most respected professionals in the Roman world. He was a master of both theoretical knowledge and brutally practical application, a man who could command the respect of both senators and stonemasons. His work was a testament to the Roman values of order, efficiency, and relentless persistence. In the end, the aqueducts are perhaps the most enduring and life-affirming legacy of the Roman Empire. Long after the last legion had faded and the last emperor was gone, these silent, stone rivers continued to carry water. A testament to the forgotten geniuses who built them. Their lost formula was not a magical ingredient, but a daily routine of incredible intelligence, precision, and unwavering dedication. They remind us that the true foundation of any great civilization is not its armies or its monuments to glory, but its ability to provide for its people and to build for a future it may never see. What do you think? Were the aqueducts the greatest achievement of the Roman Empire? Let us know in the comments. If you're fascinated by the hidden genius of the ancient world, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And click here to watch our next video. The Secret Life of a Vestal Virgin. What really happened inside the Temple of Vesta?